on Dubai Eye 103.8. I'm Helen Farmer, and it is 2:40 almost exactly. US comic Bill Burr is coming back to Abu Dhabi. He's in the Etihad Arena on the 12th of July as part of Live Nation's Abu Dhabi comedy season. And I'd love you to go along, have something in the diary to look forward to. So, of course, you can buy your tickets at livenation.me, but I do have a pair to give away today and every day this week. And if you want to win them, I need you to finish the joke. I've had some incorrect guesses and only a couple of correct punchlines. So this is the setup. I asked my dog, what's 2 minus 2? He said, what? What did the dog say? Get it right and you are in the draw. I asked my dog, what's 2 minus 2? And he said, what? That punchline and your name on the SMS, so 4001. Of course, you can use the ARN Play app, and the WhatsApp is 04871 5500. We'll pick a winner before the end of today's show. And of course, those are the same numbers if you've got questions for any of our experts between now and 4. From the mindful multitasker to the empowered advocate, new research has unveiled 6 key personas defining how women around the world, including here in the Middle East, live and spend and want to be seen. But are brands listening? We're finding out with Sophia Bathy, who's the founder of Wimbledon Wealth, and Carol Glynn, financial coach and advocate. We've had a couple of very interesting messages on this one. Shwami saying, which brands get it right? Who properly markets to women and actually see a financial benefit? I mean, obviously, we don't have the numbers on the financial benefit, but I'm thinking about brands that I actually do think... It's not just about being successful. Sometimes it's about brands getting it so wrong that it's just a massive cringe. And for me, it's often like the YouTube advert, and it's the really kind of cheesy, washing powder, not a man in sight unless he's coming in with like his grass-stained football strip, and there's, mum in the kitchen. And it's interesting because when Good Housekeeping magazine launched here in the region, which was going back some years, about 15 years, I remember speaking to the publisher and saying, you guys are going to need to do this in a very different way to how you've had Good Housekeeping magazine in other parts of the world, because there is a culture of domestic help and nannies here. The vast majority of women reading that magazine are probably not going to be doing their own laundry. Sorry, but to come back to your point, I think Apple is great because it's very non-gendered in its advertising. It's very much like you're buying into a lifestyle, you're buying into a product that is going to make your life better, slicker, photos better. I don't think of it as being targeted towards a particular gender. Dove Beauty, although it is a beauty product, I think it is quite inclusive. Anyone come to mind for you guys? No.
No.
Absolutely nothing. God, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So advertisers need to up your game a little bit. Although I know I was just driving to work this morning on Shakeside Road. I think Sephora does a great job in terms of it talks about beauty in a fun way. It's not about this kind of ridiculous beauty standards, and it's like, not to, we just had Dua Lipa on the radio. It's not like Dua Lipa and me going, I could never look like Dua Lipa. They tend to use models that I'm like, you look like you're having fun with products. You're not trying to look like an Instagram filter. That's just saying Kibson's gets it right. So there we go. If you've got any local shout outs, let us know. Can I ask then, Carol, what small steps would you take to encourage women to really take control of their finances and shift from being not just powerful consumers, as we talk about, to kind of discretionary and family spend, but also powerful investors and wealth builders? Because we've had a message here saying, I'd love advice from how to go from being a big spender to actually building wealth. What's the mindset shift that needs to happen?
So the first mindset shift is to believe that you can.
And you deserve to.
And you deserve to. And it's a good thing. And it's not, being a good girl doesn't mean that you can't have wealth and generate wealth of your own. If you are struggling with, if you've built a habit of spending and like nice things, and that's absolutely fine too. I find the quickest way to shift that is to give your investments a purpose. You need a reason not to spend. So rather than you just should save for retirement, that's not very exciting. Like what I do with people is I'll say, let's save for your financial freedom. It's essentially the same thing, but it's much more exciting. So find a purpose for your money that is exciting to you, that gives you a reason not to spend in that moment, if your kind of spending habit is just because I can.
So the alternative needs to be more compelling than the spend.
Yes.
And that might be retiring a bit early, or whatever
it is.
whatever your why
Paying
is.
off your debt. It might be, I want to travel for a year around the world. I never thought I could do it. I'm going to do it in 5 years' time. I'm going to create a plan for it. Therefore, I'm going to do less of, in this case, this example, spending, because actually I don't really care. I'm only doing it because I can. That's more important to me.
It's really hard
I'm gonna
though,
do it.
that kind of dopamine hit that I get from online shopping, and it is, genuinely a hit. I need to kind of come back to the why, which is, there's an Instagram account called cheap Scandinavian houses, and I'm like, just think, if I didn't buy as many floral dresses, I could buy a little lakeside house in Sweden. What about you, Sophia, when it comes to advising people about their why? What are you hearing most commonly, and how can we help people to really hook into that?
I think, like Carol's just said, if you can visualize with people and clients their goals, and actually put some sort of label it, like, as Carol said, like a holiday in a year's time, or instead of retirement, Bali in 15 years' time, a hut on the beach, whatever it is, but something that they visualize and they can see. And I think the other important thing with this is to review as frequently as possible. So there's no point having a chat talking about something and then just leaving it, but just revisit would be good. And I think in terms of spending, it's so tough, because if the money's there in the account and you Amazon or whatever, it's one click and buy. It's tough, and it is very much mindset. And once you're used to it, it is difficult to unravel, to be fair, psychologically.
It's putting the pause on. That's what I really kind of struggle with, because as you say, if it's shopping through Instagram or online shopping, or you get a mail out going, thought you might like this, and you go, I do like it. Damn you and the algorithm of adding to cart and trying to go, okay, am I buying this because I've had a bit of a rubbish day and I feel like, I need something to look forward to in light of the world. Is that item still going to be compelling in 24 hours? This is me being a total hypocrite, by the way. This is me talking head, not the reality of my life, because as I just said to you off air, I've had a bruiser of a month. I'm like, come on, payday. I'm paying for kids football for next term. I feel like a one woman ATM right now. It's a tough time of year, I think, whether that is flights and end of term presents and next term stuff and and all of that. But if you have those basics in place, which is actually, I know that's going to be coming, and I pay myself first, and then my investments or my savings, like emergency fund, is looking quite healthy, and then I can buy, the floral dress, I would say. Sophia, what would you like to see brands and businesses doing differently to kind of build authentic relationships with powerful groups of consumers? And we're not just talking women in general. We're talking about really kind of women our age, in 30s, 40s, 50s up, who do have that spend power but are just not being seen.
I think it's about really connecting with this audience, which is a little bit older. So what we do see is a lot of the adverts or ads that are relating more to the younger generation, which is fine, but the wealth is with the women who are 30, 40, 50. So it's a little bit of a shift, a cultural shift in terms of, it's not just women, beauty, household, it's women who want and who have fought for their independence and would like to see that in terms of how things are being advertised to them. They don't want to see whatever it is.
It's going to take, it is like turning around an oil tanker, because as we alluded to earlier, when we start to see more women on boards, we want more diversity across the board, whether that is nationality or age or gender. And when you've got not just a women, but women going, guys, that pitch deck did not speak to me. So how is it going to speak to our potential audience? The power needs to be in the room, kind of going out as well. And lastly, advice, Carol, for anyone who's got a spendy summer ahead and is maybe a little bit concerned. What are you advising people right now?
I would say don't panic. It's, enjoy your summer, but use this time. Even what you were saying earlier, I was thinking what I often advise is, rather than go into restriction and then we end up like feeling like I'm on a diet and then we retaliate, just be very mindful. When you are spending money, ask yourself your why. So maybe just invest in that time to say every time you spend money or you're about to buy something, take a moment. Why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Is it an emotional reaction? Is it actually needed? Learn over the summer, then figure out how much you've spent. And if you want to do that again, plan for it. Get those sunk funds ready for next summer.
I'm going to spend all of my money on pizza this year. Watch out, Italy. I am coming for you. Guys, thank you so much. In studio, Sophia Bhatti, the founder and CEO of Wimbledon Wealth, and Carol Glynn of Conscious Finance Coaching. You can send me the dollar symbol and I can send you their details on 4001.
Weather check.
With Air Arabia, City check-in is now open at Al Barsha Mall, Dubai. If you're